Understood that this is the color of warning symbols. Chrome yellow is the choice for do not cross police barricades, for warning signs, and for anything you need to see before it runs over you. There's no question it's the right choice for this C5. Warning, this is the fastest car we have ever tested, because this is John Lingenfelter's Stage 2 Twin Turbo. Would you believe 223 miles per hour? Believe it. Fort Stockton, Texas, and the last safety checks and inspections as John Lingenfelter gets ready to find the upper limit of his newest creation. Good luck. This is Bridgestone's 7-mile test track with long enough straightaways to get a top speed number on Lingenfelter's Stage 2 twin-turbo Corvette as soon as he finishes warming the tires. Now he's ready for the other side of 200 miles per hour. $225.1 miles per hour, the fastest speed ever clocked by the Car and Driver radar gun for a street car.
That's the first street car I've ever seen out here that I've ever seen in 25 years of testing that genuinely looked scary fast. I was backing up. I was getting out of the way.
Now the second run in the opposite direction to compensate for any variation in wind conditions. Although the air disturbance today is solely caused by John Lingenfelter ripping a hole in the atmosphere.
20.7.
The average of the two best runs, 223 miles per hour. The fastest street ride to ever go down in the record books. Remarkable for a C5 with no external changes. On the outside, there is nothing to see except John's small graphics on the hood and doors, and the large exhaust tips exiting and back. And there's nothing out of the ordinary inside. It's stock C5 for the interior with the 6-speed ready for your right hand. And there's not a lot to see under the hood, just the carbon fiber engine covers. But they are covering the good stuff.
The biggest thing in Stage 2 is we do a lot of things for reliability. It's forged steel crankshafts, billet steel rods, forged aluminum pistons. We lower the compression ratio to accommodate more boost, fully poured the cylinder heads, different valve springs, different camshafts.
Then there are the two intercooled Garrett turbos hidden low in the fenders and getting air through the functional front intakes, blowing 8 pounds of boost when they come into full scream at 3,500 RPM. Even with thoroughly heated drag slicks running just 16 pounds of air, that creates a traction problem on a hot day in Bowling Green.
The biggest problem is got a tremendous amount of torque, and the engine makes 640 foot-pounds of torque, and you pull second gear and the turbos are spooled up, and it's all there. And on a hot day like this, it's really tough to get all that to the ground.
John's getting mid-11-second time, short shifting out of second gear to try to get traction, but that's not the number he wants.
Get an idea what you're looking for. You always have a number in mind.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we trying to go?
In the high 10s.
That's fast.
That's quick.
But it's not coming easily. Beach Bend Dragway isn't the ideal surface for turbo-powered work. But it gets a bit better when John orders up VHT traction compound sprayed 2/3 of the way down the strip. With that help and a monster burnout, we get the best numbers of the day. That's 3.5 seconds to 60, 7 seconds to 100, and 11.09 in the quarter at 133 miles per hour. Still 4/10 slower than John's best, but the kind of acceleration that sells his cars.
Most of our customers, I'd say 99% of them are 0 to 120. They just want to get to 0 to 120 as fast as they possibly can.
That is when they're not tooling around with all the good manners of a stock Corvette. Lingenfelter's turbo modifications are not apparent in around-town driving unless you provoke the turbos. And it's quiet, attracting no attention until you vanish to the horizon.
The big thing I really like about the car is the fact that, you know, it's quiet. It drives just like a stock car. You know, I'm getting to the age where I want something that's quiet. I can sneak up on somebody, but, you know, if you want to put the hammer down, it's there.
So what's this hammer cost? The turbos and the engine work are $44,000 after you supply the C5. Then there's the bare brake option, highly recommended, at another $10,000, and suspension options and cooling. Altogether, you can drive one home for $105,595. Of course, then you can drive home real fast. The amazing part of this car is that until you tip into the turbos, there is no hint that this is a 650 horsepower monster. And that's also why this story ends with a warning to Viper owners and folks driving the new Z06 hardtop. So far, there are 15 Stage 2 C5s out prowling the streets and drag strips looking for victims. And about half of those owners insisted on not getting the Lingenfelter logos on the hood. Watch who you challenge. It could be one of John's with no yellow and no warning